We got Matt here. I'm Kurt. We're here with Jared at Big Pine Sports down here in Fairview, Utah. So, anyways, there's a lot of hype around this new machine. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So the KRX 1000's definitely been one of those machines we've been waiting for a long time. We had heard the rumors going on about Kawasaki working on something in the sport market, and as you guys probably saw, there was some leaked photos that had come out right before the show.
We did see that.
We never really know if that's like planned or if that's really some truck driver that ends up getting fired for sharing the leaked photos, but super excited for this machine. Kawasaki, they're known for their reliability. The Kawasaki TRX 4-seater is a great seller for them. The price point's good, hauls the family and everything. But it does leave you craving a little more power, a little more travel, a little more sport, if you will. And I was able to be at the launch of the KRX 1000 in California. And as soon as they pulled that thing out on the stage, I was like, yes, we've got something that's going to impact the market. One, some of the concerns was, the TRX is a little bit noisy inside the cab. Okay. And when they pulled the KRX out on the stage, it was so quiet. I was like, yes, that's one win right there. It obviously looks good. I mean, this machine from the front to the back, side to side, they nailed it as far as the looks go. Everything's extremely beefy on it, and in California we were able to go out and demo it, and man, I just kept getting back in line over and over and over again because I wanted to just really get the machine a good feel for it and what it was capable of doing. And as soon as it hit the showroom floor, I had to have one. This one's actually my personal machine, and I've installed every Kawasaki OM accessory on it.
You'll be able to see that in the B-roll footage we've got. I kind of went through, got some footage for you.
They did a really good job. All of the accessories, there were over 60 accessories ready right off the get-go.
At the launch?
At the launch, yeah.
Pretty much out the door.
Yes.
Didn't mess around.
And it's all really good quality, good fitting stuff. On this particular machine, the only aftermarket accessories are the street legal kit, the side view mirrors from Axia Alloys, and the heated seats. Okay. Other than that, everything else is OEM. The bumpers, the winch mount, it is a Warren winch, but sold through Kawasaki. We've got the A-arm guards, full glass windshield wiper with washer fluid. There's a low, off, and high setting on the wiper. It's actually got a squirter on there, so that's nice. If you're out playing in the mud and you get your windshield plastered with mud, definitely nice to have the windshield wiper on there.
No more squeegees.
No more squeegees. Got a lot of light bars on this thing. We've got the overhead 38-inch light bar with the K-glow function. So there's a lot of cool ability with the light bars. I've got one down low here on the bumper. I've got this lower one set up kind of for down low. Your headlights are really nice and bright. I'll turn the key on. You've got this Kawasaki swoop on here that's like a daytime running light, so that's really nice.
Kind of reminiscent of the sport bikes too. The sport bikes have those as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you've got your low and high beam. Wow. Done with the halogen crap. We're not doing that anymore. You can see the K-glow feature up here on the light bar. Matches the green on the machine. You also have that down on the sport bumper here as well. Really cool. But then of course high output lumen on the light bar up there. Okay. So that's super nice. Also done the full sound system, audio system. It's through Hyphonics, but produced and sold through Kawasaki. And this thing bumps, you guys. It's got a 12-inch sub. Did you see that?
I didn't see the sub. So we'll show you that here in just a second.
There's a 12-inch sub in the back of it. Door panel speakers, rear pods behind the head. We've got their premium roof with the sunroof.
All that was OEM stuff?
This is all OEM. Okay. The heater kit's OEM. 6-point retractable harnesses are also OEM. We've got the rear cargo box. We've got the spare tire rack that flips up. skid plates, trailing arm guards, rock sliders. Back window is also OEM as well. So basically this thing is set up with all the goods on it, and everything on the install was slick. I did all of the installs on this one myself because I wanted to see how long it would take and you know what the process was like, and be able to answer questions when customers call in. And everything is meant to be. There was no bending brackets or drilling holes or anything. You know, for the heater kit and the wiper and all that, everything's there. It's really easy to follow.
Okay. I think one thing I want to add to that is, after looking at it, just the fit and finish. Like, it's all just seamless. There's nothing that looks like a hack job.
Well, like he said, there was no bending, nothing.
And
it all fit together.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. Nice. I mean, you just look at it all, and it's just, it's seamless. Like, it all belongs there.
Yeah.
You know? So, with that, stock-wise, what did it come with? So we can get all the accessories, but stock-wise, straight out of the gate, what did it come with?
Sure.
I mean, just accessory-wise, if somebody were to walk in and grab one, I mean, obviously there's a bunch of different accessories for it, but straight out the gate, what do they get?
So it's ready to go out of the box. I mean, everything that is an add-on is something that's nice to have, but you don't have to have.
Right.
You know, they do come with bead locks right off the get-go. 31-inch tire. They've got great ground clearance for a stock machine. You know, guys are already putting 35s on them and even 38s with long travel. But right out of the box, that 31-inch tire is amazing. You will need a roof. You know, everybody, some type of roof. They didn't come with the roof because there's a lot of different options. There's about, let's see, 5 different OEM options for roofs, from a soft top to the traditional kind of black top to the premium roofs that are molded, you know, with the logos and the sunroof and all that in there. So I do like that they didn't actually come with the roof, so the customer has a choice on which roof instead of just kind of standard black roof like everybody else installs. So they do have power steering. They do have, you know, 4-wheel drive limited slip and differential lock. And one thing that they have that nobody else out there has is a power limiting switch. So they have a low power mode on the KRX, and this is great for somebody that's new to rock crawling. Basically what that thing does is you flip the power reduction switch and it limits the power 57%.
Oh wow.
So you could literally buy a KRX, go to Moab, never been there before, put it in low power mode and run any trail out there. What it's going to do is it's going to help keep that front end from lurching. You know, you can pull up on a steep obstacle. The throttle response and throttle control is very manageable, even for a total rookie.
Hey, basically, for some of you folks out there, no more giving her the onion on accident.
That's right. So, you know, a lot of times you'll see broken axles and things like that from a lot of the other side-by-sides out there. When you get that lurching going and the tires come off the ground, they come and make contact. You know, that's where you start seeing differentials get jacked up and CVs and, you know, breaking axles. And in that low power mode, you're not going to be able to do that. But you're going to have enough power to really do anything that's out there.
Still navigate the obstacle.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you took this down to Moab a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And did a full video on it. Did you put it into that low power mode while you were there just to show what the capabilities were?
Yeah, so I went back and forth. You know, I've been rock crawling since the Rhino days, you know. I do all my driving 2-foot, you know, gas and brake pedal, running both feet at the same time. So I can keep that engagement smooth anyways. But going into that low power mode, I was almost trying to mess up, and you really couldn't, you know. I mean, you literally could take someone that had never even driven a side-by-side before, put it in that low power mode, and send them on any trail out there.
So as far as, with that in mind, as far as rental companies go, would that be something, you know, like the guys down in Moab that have all the outfitters and everything, would this machine be something that they would want to choose over some of the other models that don't have that capability?
It's already happening.
Okay.
So you know, Moab was overrun with razors. The side-by-sides are taken over, you know.
right,
Once
right.
you, even if you have a Jeep and you're in denial about side-by-sides, you're going to get a side-by-side at some point. You know,
Right.
that's just the facts. And
Did you hear that?
Hey, I will be getting one here someday.
Jeep guy.
I bought my Jeep for my UTV to cruise around town and take the kids out. But yes, I see the joys of these
you
machines.
can just travel so much faster
Right.
and so much more
The
comfortable.
suspension's way better.
Yeah, and the only thing I hear about the Jeep guys are like, yeah, well, I have heat. Well, I have heat too in this, and heated seats, you know. So
Right.
the only thing I don't have yet is AC, and we'll get to that later. But you know, yes. So we've already got several of the rental companies in Moab that are purchasing their KRXs from us, and you know, the reason why is that power limiting switch will be cool, but the reliability of Kawasaki.
Right.
You know, the machine's only been out for, what, a couple months now. We're not really having any issues with it. Long term will be fun to see. I've got one customer just hit 3,000 miles already.
Nice.
No issues yet. But, you know, I think you'll see these keep creeping in on Moab just for the reliability factor.
Well, I mean, with that being said, too, you talk about reliability. How long has the Kawasaki Mule been out? You know, since the late, I mean, since the early 80s, they've had the Mule going forever. So Kawasaki, I mean, Polaris kind of, or Yamaha kind of gets, you know, the credit for saying, hey, we had the first side-by-side. Not really.
Right.
Because Kawasaki's been used as a utility vehicle for rodeos, for all sorts of stuff for many, many years. So I think, you know, that kind of gives Kawasaki a little bit of thumbs up there that reliability-wise, they've been in this game for quite a few years.
And they're, you know, like with the KRX, they've been working on this machine for a lot of years. It wasn't something that they had just quickly pushed out. You know, they had this machine in Moab years and years ago. You know, when they bring a product to the marketplace, it's good to go.
Right.
And, you know, you can take good confidence in that for sure.
So as far as choosing a machine, you know, if somebody's out there looking for one or the other, what would make them want to choose this, the Kawasaki KRX, over, you know, the Razor 1000 or the 1000 Turbo? Like, what would be something that would be that turning point, like, hey, that's what I want to go with?
Sure. So really a couple things. One, quality.
Right.
Two, the clutching on this machine is phenomenal. The nice thing about this machine is the belt's always engaged.
Unlike the Polaris.
Right. So
You gotta
like
give it the gas to slow it down.
on my first Polaris back when the Razor came out in 2008, you know, I had bought my first 50-inch Razor, and that was like the coolest thing ever at the time. And went to Moab, and it was the weirdest thing to, in my mind, have to push on the gas to slow down, you know, or ride the brakes everywhere. You won't have to do that with this machine at all.
Okay.
The engagement is extremely smooth because that belt is always engaged. So, you know, as far as belt life, we don't know yet for sure on the machine because it's so new.
Right.
But, you know, it's really no different than what Yamaha has on their side-by-side product line. And with Yamaha offering a 10-year belt warranty on all their product, and basically the same system is what Kawasaki has, you know, maybe we'll see something like that come as well with Kawasaki, but I don't think you're going to have to worry about the belt at all. As far as anything else, probably one of my favorite things was the slow speed traveling. Meaning you're like 40 mile an hour under, you know, you're mountain riding, you're Moab riding, you're around town and that kind of stuff. That slow speed is so plush. I mean, it's like marshmallow. I went from a Wildcat XX to this machine. I loved my XX. I mean, you could romp that thing 70 across the whoops waist deep at the dunes and just grinning from ear to ear. And, you know, that was a lot of fun. But it did sacrifice that slower speed, you know, plushness up in the mountains and everything. Just because that suspension is set up to get out and go.
Right.
Not that this one can't do that, But the real highlight for this, I noticed right off the get-go in California, was that slower speed was just very pleasant.
Okay.
So, you know, if you're looking for the fastest machine, this isn't it. You know, if you're wanting to go out and drag race your buddies up the sand hills, this is not the machine for you. But if you're looking for a good quality machine, a great mountain machine, a great mud machine, around town machine, this is the one for you because of the clutch engagement, because of the quality of the product, and because of the ride. The power steering's phenomenal on it. You would think as big of this as this vehicle is that the turning radius wouldn't be that great. At the track in California, we would come pretty hot into some of those corners, and I was like, we're not gonna make this. But the turning on this machine is really great. It gets up out of a slide and sets itself really straight, tracks really straight. So it's a great machine. And for the bigger guys out there, there's so much room in this thing.
It looks pretty roomy.
Both seats slide forward and back. The driver and passenger side both are on sliders.
Okay.
But there's so much room in it. Everybody that gets in it, you know, they just love how they feel in it. And you can actually see out of it. You know, some of the other product out there is harder to see out of, especially going up and down the dunes or steep terrain, Moab type stuff. And you know, you've got a lot better view in this machine for sure.
So with that being said, how tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Okay. So does it have a telescope or a telescopic steering wheel as well? Like, is it adjustable?
It does tilt, yeah.
So 6'1", and then if you're 6'1" plus some, it's still going to be comfortable all the way around.
Yeah, I've got a customer in one. He's 6'5", 320. I'm only 180, you know, he makes me look like a shrimp. But he's always had a hard time fitting into a side-by-side. In fact, in the years past, we've gone in and actually, you know, cut his dash up and moved gauges and switches and all that just to get him to fit. And right out the box, he can fit.
He can do this.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, nice.
I think the one last question I have, you talked about the guys that are putting bigger tires on this. So they're running 35s or 38s, but you already talked about how reliable the belt is on there. So as far as clutching and belt go with those bigger tires, has that been an issue yet? I mean, or have people had to, you know, do different gearing on that, or has it been okay so far?
So far, so good. You know, the guys that are doing it, there's more people doing 35s than 38s.
Right.
Because you can fit the 35 on the stock suspension, which it's a great suspension, you know, but you'd have to go with like HCR long travel or something to fit a bigger tire than that.
Okay.
But the low range in this machine is so impressive. And you got to remember, the guys that are putting the 35s on them, they don't care about top speed.
Right.
They're after ground clearance, articulation. They're doing the rock crawling, their sand hollow, you know, their Moab, they're that kind of stuff. They're willing to sacrifice that top end speed for that low speed performance. And the low range on this thing is so great. I've not had one customer yet do anything with the clutching that's put the 35s on it, and they're totally happy with it. You know, so that saves you some expense there.
Right.
But you know, time will tell. I mean, the machine's new. We'll do update videos for sure.
Yes.
And you know, we'll let you know how it goes along the way. But so far, so good. I mean, we're totally impressed with the machine. We've seen a lot of die-hard other brand owners gravitate to the KRX. It's been really fun to see, and some that I would have never thought would give up their other branded machines. And all it takes, if you guys out there that are watching these videos, if you've got a friend or somebody, or you see one out riding, hop in it for 5 minutes. It's all it takes. You know, hop in it for a minute, you'll see how good you fit in it, and you'll be impressed.
Well, if you're curious about them, I mean, you can always go to the dealer, but what better way, you know, say you're up in sand dunes or Moab or something. Somebody's got one of these. Don't be afraid to just flag them down and be like, hey, I'm interested in that. Do you mind if I check it out?
Most people are pretty good, you know. They're happy with their purchase, and help validate their decision, if you will, on what they decided to buy it.
Yep.
So
But no better people to talk to than people who are actually owning them.
right.
That's why we came in here, because I knew Jared owned this one. Yes, he's a dealer, but he also has experience on this machine.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Is I mean, you look at all the videos.
We'll link those below.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely do a link to it. But all those things that we've covered, he's got a video on. You know, he does the rock crawling. He's done through the mountains and the low speed. And when you were talking about the low speed, I was thinking of that video that you did just up in the mountains and just watching it just crawl
Right.
all over. You know, just I mean, there's some pretty hefty sized boulders
Yeah.
in those trails that you were doing up here above, you know, just
Yeah.
above town here, and it's pretty impressive.
So, one last question real quick is, so OEM, they come into the store, what's the base price on this thing?
So MSRP on the unit's $20,499. Currently, as of today's date, which is February 24th,
Yes.
2020, there is a $1,500 rebate on the unit already from Kawasaki, and I love this because the customer is already like, okay, they're a new machine and they're already rebating it. Why? It's momentum, you guys. They drop the machine, there's a lot of excitement, they're starting to hit the marketplace, they're rebating them down. We're on a mission. Kawasaki's on a mission. We're taking over some market share, and at least here in Utah, I can't speak for everywhere else, we're making an impact. And the other OEMs are starting to see that. Kawasaki is always aggressive. They've got big plans for this machine, and you know, right now with the rebates, I can't really tell you exactly what we'd sell you a machine for.
Right.
But I can promise you that you're not going to find a better price anywhere. When we have customers traveling from Arizona, Idaho, Colorado, they come here for a reason, and we give good deals, of course, but we know what we're talking about.
Right.
And we're going to sell you the product that's right for you. You know, if you're 100% a dooner, this is not the machine for you. But we'll talk to you about the turbo options that are available for you and get you into the right machine. But, you know, the big thing everybody asks about this machine is, why is it so heavy and why isn't it turboed? It's not what it was designed for. You know, this machine was designed for what we're talking about.
Right.
The mountains, the Moab, the Sand Hollow.
The 90% of us that aren't spending all of our time out in the dunes.
Correct.
Just an all-around
Hey, I mean, you can take it to the dunes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you going to be the fastest guy? No.
Right.
But you're still going to have a good time in it. So
Yeah.
I think his base is all the way around.
Yeah.
I think he got a pretty good option.
Yeah.
So
It looks like a sweet machine. One of these days we'll come back and
go
maybe
for a ride.
maybe talk him into getting a ride.
We'll do it for sure. We'll hit out and go wherever you guys would like.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Well, I don't have any
Like a
other
shotgun.
questions. Do you have any? Huh?
I said I get shotgun.
Oh.
I don't even know where you're gonna ride.
Just
Actually, I'll let you. I'll let both of you drive, and I'll just sit and watch.
I'll be the camera guy on the dirt bike next to you.
There you go.
Exactly.
Just hop on the T-dub and be riding next to you. So
There you go.
it's low geared. I might be able to keep up.
So do I get a drop like a website? You
We'll
guys,
put a link
if
and
you'd like
everything.
more information about the KRX, check us out on the web at bigpinesports.com. Give us a call, 435-427-3338. As always, they can talk to me personally, 435-851-3637. Drop me a call, shoot me a text anytime.
And in all honesty, it's been a lot of fun just coming down here and just getting to know him. Way open about everything, straight up down to earth, you know. And that's why I told my brother to come and check out, you know, some of the bikes down here just the other day. And next thing you know, he's pretty dead set on getting it. So we're trying to get that
We'll
figured
find out
But,
today.
yeah, should know by hopefully this afternoon.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, we appreciate
Hey
it.
guys, thank you very much.
We'll be back
Thank
for more
you.
videos.
Appreciate what you guys do, and be sure to like and subscribe to their channel, you guys. That's important, and comment in the videos.
and like and subscribe to his channel also. It's you.
We'll
We'll
put
put
a
a link.
stuff in the description.
Okay.
But you can just type in Big Pine Sports in the search bar on YouTube, and it'll pull up our channel. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.
That's a wrap.
Dude, if that's not one of the most